Good evening, and welcome to Operatic Life or Death, presented by students enrolled in Music 380 Opera Workshop. Tonight's program began to materialize when I was invited by the Dean of the School of Music at Converse College in Spartanburg to attend what would be an inspirational performance of Aaron Copland's The Tenderland. I was reminded of the revivalist tune, Zion's Walls, by John McCurry of Hartwell, Georgia, to which Copland set the words, "The promise of living with hope and thanksgiving is born of our loving, our friends, and our labor. The promise of living, the promise of growing, is born of our singing in joy and thanksgiving." I imagined that a dose of this feel-good message, coupled with beautifully interwoven melodies, might be just the inspiration we could all use. So our finale this evening is designed to send you, the audience, away with a new lease on life. In pondering the many facets of life and living, I realized that the idea of death and its trappings might not be far behind. But don't think that the elemental notions of life as a good thing and of death as a bad thing necessarily apply to our scenes tonight. As in real life and death, circumstances generally dictate whether either is viewed in a positive or negative light. We have chosen to contemplate life through the eyes of an aged spinster and her handsome young male visitor in Menotti's The Old Maid and the Thief. The monastic masking of despair is revealed as Puccini's title character, Sister Angelica, ultimately takes her own life. The death of peasant Nemorino's rich uncle provides the impetus for our scene from Donizetti's The Elixir of Love. In Gershwin's Porgy and Bess, Serena sings of life after her husband, Robbins, has died, while drug dealer Sportin' Life offers a very personal philosophy of life. Our final scene of inspiration from Copland's The Tenderland is a sending hymn of sorts, and perhaps the most convincing testament to life and living. Believe it or not, you may already be familiar with our first composer. Giancarlo Menotti was born in Italy and attended the Milan Conservatory before coming to the U.S. to continue his music study at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia. In 1939, the National Broadcasting Company commissioned him to write a radio opera, The Old Maid and the Thief. In 1958, he began the Festival of Two Worlds in Spoleto, Italy, as a forum for young American artists in Europe. The Spoleto Festival USA was founded in 1977 as the American counterpart to the Italian Festival. In searching for an American city that would offer the charm of Spoleto, Italy, as well as its wealth of theaters, churches, and other performance spaces, Menotti arrived at the perfect sister city, Charleston, South Carolina. Today, the 17-day Spoleto Festival in Charleston offers a broad range of artistic styles and forms, including classical ballet, modern and postmodern dance, opera, chamber, symphonic and choral music, jazz, theater, and the literary and visual arts. This year's festival is May 25 through June 10. I encourage you to check it out. It's a terrific festival in a terrific city, only a few hours from here. Tonight, you will witness scene one from Menotti's The Old Maid and the Thief. On a rainy day, Miss Todd, the protagonist old maid, is lucky enough to have two visitors. Arriving first is fellow spinster Miss Pinkerton, who woefully commiserates with Miss Todd about living the single life. Next, enter a handsome young wanderer named Bob, whose very existence adds life to the scene. Please indulge me as I offer my version of the scene in a tuneful nutshell. It's a story of a lonely spinster who was busy boiling water for some tea. She had lived a good long life without a husband. She's quite a gal, you'll see. It's a story about her neighbor who had come to call that very rainy day. The two ladies were a pair, their tongues a wagging, and they had lots to say. Till the moment when Letitia heard a knocking, and they knew that it was much more than a thief. It was Bob, a muscle-bound Adonis. They began to gawk and swoon in disbelief. The old maid Todd, Miss Pinkerton, Letitia, Bob, life has only just begun. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to the stage, Jessica Hart as Miss Todd, Marquila Dandy as Miss Pinkerton, Kelly Broom as Letitia, and Jacob Siegler as Bob.
Do you approve of the new minister? Indeed, he is well to be a sailor of the sea, but said I was the ship on which to fix his mast. Alas, the sea is vast and full of many a ship. He sailed for his first trip. That's when I saw him last.
To be a learned man, but said I was the book in which to write his creed.
My love was out in me, so sailor of the sea, a sailor trying to see and read and read. But said I was the ship on which to fix his mast. He sailed for his first trip. That's when I saw him last. Life is but a broken promise, and Lord, why should God keep his promises men? Forget their own. 'Twas man, not God, the first to trust upon his promise. Since then has truth flown from us, and life is but a broken promise. Letitia! Yes, ma'am. Somebody knocked at the back door. I'll go and see. Who can it be? Ma'am, it is a man. A man? What does he want? He says that he must speak to you in strict privacy. The idea! Don't you see I'm having tea with Miss Pinkerton? Tell him to come back later. Not on my account. It's time for me to go home anyhow. So soon. It was such a short afternoon. Goodbye then. Goodbye. Your husband, your orders. Come soon again. I thank you. Goodbye. This way. Goodbye. Goodbye. God bless her. Well, ask the visitor to come in. Ma'am, he's not a visitor. He's only a beggar. A beggar? Give him a nickel and send him away. But he's so young and handsome. Don't send him away. It would be a sin. What shall I do then? Be a Christian. Ask him in. What will the neighbors say? Who cares? Just take one look at him. Come in, good man.
Thank you.
What a beautiful voice. Where are you going?
A beggar has no destination.
Haven't you a home or a vocation?
I have an ideal and we wander together.
In such weather.
I've never been a host, I've never been a guest. A man with an ideal has no place to rest.
Isn't it a shame? Isn't it a shame? Isn't it a shame? For I meant to invite you to stay overnight for some rest and a meal.
But I can accept all the same.
In spite of your ideal,
I betray it with delight.
isn't he polite? What's your name?
Bob,
What a beautiful name! Well, Bob, come in the parlor.
won't I stole the carpet?
Oh, dear me, yes. You're all wet. Don't budge. Don't move. Don't stir. Hold your breath. Oh, you poor fellow. You'll catch your death. Take off your shoes. There, take off your socks. There, take off your coat. There, take off your shirt. There, take off, oh dear. Just wait. Laetitia, run upstairs and fetch the whole bathrobe and slippers from my poor Uncle Paul. I hope you're not too cold. Stand by the fire and make yourself at home while I make some tea.
Don't trouble yourself for me.
No trouble at all, the water is boiling in the kettle.
If it is so, I'll have some.
What a beautiful torso! My children in the Lord, you both were late for chapel, and so was Sister Angelica, but you have not as she has done her penance. Thus both of you, my sisters, have felt in this your duty, and lost one day of this festival divine.
I beg that you give me your penance for my folly. Yes, I know I was wrong, and I beg to be forgiven, my sister in the Lord.
Those coming late for chapel must kneel and kiss the threshold. For 20 times the prayer you must repeat, for the hungry, the oppressed, and the needy, and for those who are living in deadly transgression.
With fervent joy I obey you, Christ, blessed Savior and spiritual bridegroom.
Let me always serve you, now and in the hour of our death. And now, Sister Lucilla, get to work at once, and remember in silence she made us laugh in chapel, so silent was her punishment. You, Sister Osmina, please tell me why I caught you concealing in your sleeve in church a bunch of scarlet roses. No, I did not. Now go to your cell this moment. Do not linger, our blessed Lady's watching.
Regina, Regina, ora pro eo.
My children in the Lord, 'tis the will of our Savior. By rest and play, we bid ourselves for our labors. God's grace be with you always. Go and play on. Amen.
Oh, dear sisters, just look over yonder, where the rays of the sunlight are stealing in the courtyard and playing on the treetops. Their sunlight through the branches will set the fire glowing. It tells us of 3 evenings, miracles sent by Our Lady. Very soon the water will be cool,
Skirted from the sun's rays.
still twice it will appear. 'Tis victorious time, smile of our Saviour,
Our blessed Virgin Lady, come born upon the sun's rays. Once more we've lost a sister. When the rays of sunlight set the font a glowing, let us take the golden water, and together we must carry it and sprinkle very gently on the tomb of our dear sister Bianca Rosa. Yes, so be it, she desires sleeping there so very quietly. Yet her desires are but the flowers of the living, never blooming where death reigns o'er his kingdom. But such a blessed lady's always watching and supplicating God for us to aid and help his erring children. Thus our fond is not blooming too far, they're granted by the mother of all mothers. Oh, my sisters, to die as life is But we must never let our desires turn to matters vain and worldly. Not if one knows they're quite innocent and pure. But is there nothing that you long for? I know I'm nothing either, nor I have, I confess it. Thou knowest, my Lord and Master, I used to be a shepherdess, flocks of sheep attending. And for 5 years I've been here without seeing the lambs I love so well, with their fleecy coats so wide and soft, a playing in the meadow. I am so very wrong, nor too long to hold one nestling and pressed to my bosom. If sin it is I offer, the miserere O Lord and gentle Savior, thou who art on whose day.
I think we've all probably known folks who rush in to claim what they consider to be rightfully theirs once a relative dies. Which should take prominence in our minds, the death of a human being or the potential financial gain from the loss of life? Tonight's storyline from Donizetti's The Elixir of Love is all about class struggle and ultimately about an inheritance from a deceased relative. A young peasant, Nemorino, has fallen for Adina, a wealthy farm owner. He laments that he has nothing to offer her but love. As luck would have it, the charlatan traveling salesman Dr. Dulcamara has arrived at the town square. When Nemorino asks if he knows of Queen Isolda's love potion, Dulcamara proclaims that he just happens to have a bottle. Nemorino downs the first bottle, only to find out that Adina plans to wed the Sergeant Belcore. Nemorino returns to the quack Dulcamara, asking for a second bottle of the so-called elixir. He needs someone to love him immediately. Our scene opens on the town square, where all the local girls have learned that Nemorino's rich uncle has died and left him millions. Totally unaware of his recent inheritance, Nemorino appears with an empty bottle of elixir and joins in the merriment with the town girls. Adina arrives to give Nemorino a chance at love, but cannot believe what she sees. Dr. Dulcamara is thrilled at the prospect of making more money off these foolish lovers. I must confess to have written another poem. Perhaps you will recognize the TV show. Come and listen to my story about Nemorino. Dulcamara's potion made him tipsy head to toe. His eyes grew wider as the girls all gathered round. He started feeling giddy and his heart began to pound. Elixir, that is. Cheap Bordeaux. Love potion number 9. Well, the first thing you know, young Nem's a millionaire. The girls have heard the gossip, tipsy Nem is unaware. Adina's getting jealous, now the tables will turn. But Dulcamara smiles, he's got money to burn. Love, that is. Stronger than death, love is life. The elixir of love. Please welcome to the stage sopranos Kayla Goldman and Haley Shelton, Heather Harris as Janetta, Hobie Chandler as Nemorino, Corey Woods as Adina, and Corey Gettings as Dr. Dulcamara.
He made me swear I'd
I've had some more elixir now, and not a drop was wasted. For Tocamora promised me that I could win the love of any girl I could choose. My fondest hope was not misled, how strong and glowing it tasted, and now I have begun to feel its wonderful effect. I'll go, Janetta.
Nice to see you, nice to see you.
What is wrong with all these girls today? What is wrong?
Isn't he just a darling?
What is wrong?
Having
Oh,
tears and
I see it. 'Tis the medicine taking real effect. I see it, I see it, the magical effect. I see it, I see it, the magical effect. Oh, what else should I expect? The effect, the effect, the effect, the effect, the effect, the effect. Oh, 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 oh. This is marvelous. It's true that you told me. Now I'm really popular. I owe it all to you.
Is this a miracle? You like him?
Of course we like him. We like him very much, yes. We do, indeed we do. Oh, dear, he may
I wish I could express myself. I full of joy believe in his love. Surely, surely she must love me more. This is marvelous. If only only then, surely she must love me more.
Here in the garden we're having a party. You're invited,
I'd be delighted.
and you'll be dancing with me.
Yes.
With me.
Yes.
I get the first dance, the first one. I have been promised to also. I also need my first to then two.
I tell you, you get the first one, then you heaven preserve me, they all adore. It's my elixir that did it. Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Good Lord, she also. Not one is missing.
Come a bit closer. Belcory told me that he had lured you for a few pennies to join the army. The army? Impossible. How could you do this? I want to talk to you right away.
Go right ahead then. Go right ahead then.
Stop the
And I will
dance!
listen.
Want to stop the dance? Please,
Go on. What she will say to me, I can imagine. Teeming with jealousy, she loves me already. She will feel the pangs of loving vainly, fighting insanely. What love must bear, she will know hopelessness, scorned as a lover. She will discover what love must bear, what love must bear, what love must bear, what love must bear.
What has come over him? How unexpected! Now it is I who am revealed.
She will know hopelessness.
Love heaps revenge
She'll
on
know
me.
despair.
Before pursuit her, how makes me suffer hopeless despair.
She'll know despair.
Love heaps revenge
She
on
will
me.
know
Before
hopelessness.
pursuit her, now makes me suffer
Charlestonian DuBose Hayward garnered national fame with the 1925 publication of his first novel, Porgy. The novel combines standard English for the narration and Gullah mixed with other African American dialects for the dialogue. DuBose had taken his inspiration for Porgy from a disabled beggar and vendor of peanut cakes known in Charleston, South Carolina, as Goat Sammy. Hayward was struck by the seemingly crushed figure whose passion, hate, and despair had resulted in a criminal record. Initially called Porgo, apparently after an African wooden doll that figured in one of Hayward's mother's Gullah stories, the play was renamed Porgy. Composer George Gershwin first read Porgy in 1926. 6 years later, he finally settled into collaboration with Hayward on the opera. By 1935, the opera score was more or less complete. Gershwin and Hayward planned on titling the work Porgy, but feared that the opera would be confused with the play. So, citing such duos as Tristan und Isolde, Samson and Delilah, and Peleas et Melisande, Hayward suggested Porgy and Bess. The folk opera features larger-than-life characters whose lives are filled with emotional highs and lows, with life and death situations. The vulnerable Bess is easily manipulated by her lover Crown, and regularly lured by dealer Sportin' Life and his so-called happy dust. Though the women of Catfish Row shun the less than pious Bess, Porgy categorically defends her, and they fall in love. Porgy subsequently goes to jail for killing Bess's former lover, Crown. Once out of jail, Porgy learns that Bess has succumbed to temptation and has run off to New York with Sportin' Life. Our first Porgy and Bess scene comes on the heels of the death of Robbins, who has been killed with a cotton hook after a raucous game of craps. Robbins' wife, Serena, is overwhelmed by her husband's death and by the prospect of having to scrounge up money to pay for a proper burial. Old man Sorrow's marching all the way with me, telling me I'm old now, since my man is dead, she cries in the moving aria, My Man's Gone Now. Our second Porgy and Bess scene is the antithesis of the first. Sportin' Life, as his name signifies, has life and living on the brain. The scheming yet likable character delivers his personal ideology in the crowd pleaser, It Ain't Necessarily So. Join me in welcoming to the auditorium stage featured soloists Marquila Dandy and Nicholas Dickerson as they interpret two excerpts from Gershwin's Porgy and Bess.
Working these travelers, journeying together to the promised land. But old man Sorrows marching all the way with me, telling me I know not since I lost my man. Since she lost her man. Since I lost my man.
necessarily so.
It ain't necessarily so.
The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessarily so. Little David was small but oh my.
Little David was small but oh my.
He fought big Goliath who lay down and died. Little David was small but oh my. What do? What steady one.
Steady one.
Yeah. Oh, Jonah, he lived in the well.
Oh, Jonah, he lived in the well.
For he made his home in that fish's abdomen. Oh, Jonah, he lived in the well. Little Moses was found in a street.
Little Moses was found in a street.
Floated on water till old Pharaoh's daughter, she fished them, she says, from that stream. What do? What steady one.
Steady one.
Yeah. It ain't necessarily so.
It ain't necessarily so.
They tell all you chillin', the devil's a villain, but ain't necessarily so. To get into heaven, don't snap for a 7. Live clean, don't have no faults. Oh, I take that gospel whenever it's possible, but with a grain of salt. Methuselah lived 900 years.
Methuselah lived 900 years.
But who called that living when no gala give it to no man was 900 years? I'm preaching this sermon to show it ain't necessarily so.
Before I tell you a little bit about the last scene, I would like to thank some folks who have contributed greatly to the success of this evening. Thank you to Costume Curio for the wonderful costumes, to Rob Mitchum for the fire logs in the Old Maid scene, and to Dorothy Zahn for the wooden cross necklace worn by the abbess in Sister Angelica. Thanks to Karen Hammond and Printing Services for assistance with the program. A word of gratitude goes to Rob Mitchum and his Cultural Center crew, Ryan, Paul, Chelsea, Rochelle, and Corey. You all are hardworking, efficient, ready to please, and above all, patient. Congratulations to all the performers for a job well done. I'm sure our singers would agree that we couldn't have put this program together without the tireless work of pianist Amy Blackwood. We salute her and thank her for her fine accompanying job. George Harrison asked ask the question in a song, what is life? In film, Monty Python pondered the meaning of life. On radio, Garrison Keillor added, "They say such nice things about people at their funerals that it makes me sad to realize I'm going to miss mine by just a few days." And on television, Archie Bunker quipped, "Everybody's got to die sometime, that's life." As with the circle of life, I bring you back full circle to the wellspring of tonight's program. In living, and perhaps even in dying, there is hope. There is expectation, there is anticipation, there is possibility, there is commitment, there is assurance, there is joy, there is promise. Copland's opera, The Tender Land, was inspired by Let Us Now Praise Famous Men, a book by American writer James Agee and American photographer Walker Evans. Contained in the book are photographs of the daily life of an average white family of tenant farmers. The Tender Land also conjures images of a farming family at both work and play. The older daughter, Laurie, who is preparing to graduate from high school, happens to fall in love with Martin, a migrant worker hired to harvest crops on the Moss's Midwest farm. Martin, who can't manage the idea of settling down, moves on. A determined Laurie packs her bags and courageously steps out into the real world on her own. Though The Promise of Living was written as a quintet, we have taken the liberty to include our entire cast of singers for this finale. We certainly appreciate your attentiveness tonight. May you indeed carry with you a renewed sense of the promise of living. Okay. You didn't think I'd let you get out of here without subjecting you to one more song, did you? Penny, Sheldon, Leonard, Rajesh, and Howard will thank me for this. The promise of living is our last big scene. You'd better listen very carefully. The singing will be great. It's time for Laurie's graduation, and her new infatuation with the drifter Martin sets the stage. Elope and see the world. Spring harvest comes and Laurie leaves behind her family. It all started with the Moss Gang.
The promise of living, with hope and thanksgiving, is born of our loving, our friends and our labor.
Way
work that makes her yield. Are you ready to lend? I'm ready to work. I'm ready to lend. Working together.